I've recently come to a realization that's been weighing on my mind. The persistent conflict between the past and the present, where you land, specifically in long-standing games like Minecraft or TF2. I think this is visible to most people by common denomination, and by extension in many other aspects of life, whether that be nations, institutions, or cultures that have stood the test of time. The tension between the nostalgic reverence for the past and the push for modern innovation is as timeless as it is perverse. Let's take Minecraft, for example. There's a growing sentiment within its community that refers to a so-called golden age, like in Berserk, right? A period where the game and the community surrounding it were at their peak, I'd say. Today, many argue that it feels hollow, almost over-commercialized, as though it's become a poorly conceived mod pack rather than the pioneering game it once was. This speaks to a broader cultural malaise, where the present is often seen as too focused or too much on profit and trends, leading to a loss of essence. Some people do like the modern version of the game and modern versions of every game, which is kind of this conflict. It's not simply a matter of forced consumerism or superficial changes driven by modern platforms like YouTube, though that does play a major part in how we're advertised these ideas. The core of this issue is the notion that less is more in earlier versions of Minecraft, for instance. There were fewer blocks, fewer tools, and thus fewer choices, but those limitations fostered creativity. Builders had to work within a boundary of limited palettes, requiring them to take risks with the choices of block. And through the constraint, genuine artistry emerged. The scarcity of options forced intentionality in design. Team Fortress 2 faces a similar divide that can be seen within the workshop, and workshop knights fighting for an older version of the game versus people that just want to get a paycheck, or as they're perceived to just want to get a paycheck or a community sparkle item. The introduction of certain cosmetic items, particularly hats, unusual effects, unusual taunt effects, has led to endless debates. Some claim these additions clash with the game's original aesthetic, diluting its identity in favor of what could be described as a commercialized rape of culture. There's a palpable sense that the cultural zeitgeist has shifted, and not for the better. What once felt authentic now seems flooded by an overwhelming tide of modernity. Perhaps this is just an expression of modern-day anxieties, but the feeling that things have become off persists. It's not just a matter of older players resenting change for change's sake, but rather a deep-seated discomfort with the loss of meaning in what was once beloved. There's an intangible quality that is being eroded, one that even optimism, or some would say happy pills, can't fully address. In the end, these aren't just complaints about the natural evolution of games or culture or both. They're reflections on the way in which simplicity, limitation, and intentionality, things once cherished, are becoming increasingly rare in a world driven by commercial excess and rapid consumption. Whether it's games, art, or even larger institutions, there's a feeling, at least to me, that the essence is slowly being lost to the noise of the present. Or perhaps these are just the thoughts born out of a modern age that no longer offers stimulation in the ways it once did. Thank you.